So the long-anticipated Paralives finally debuted the live stream of a 45-minute in-game play. So we got to see a little bit more detail as far as what we can expect as far as gameplay and just overall Paramakers and a little bit of build and buy and as well as the career mode. So there's a lot to get into and people definitely had opinions on this entire live stream. Now I did see some of the community being a little bit split on regards to the in-game play and whether or not they showed enough during this live stream, but they did say multiple times that there will be a lot more live streams coming throughout all the way up until May 26th, which is when the Paralives early access is set to release. We do know that there was unfortunately a delay in the early access release as it was supposed to be coming out December 8th, but again, we will be seeing more as time progresses. So I do want to cover a lot of things that you might have missed, and again, I do want to reiterate that there was someone in the live chat responding back to the community, so which is why I have some of these questions here. If you weren't looking into the live chat, they did answer a lot more information than what they showed in the live stream. This stream did cover a full 4 in-game day cycle and gave us our first real peek at live mode, and we finally got to see some of the developers team on camera, including Rena, who's the community manager and who hosted the whole thing. I definitely want to get into more information in regards to some things that you might have missed within the gameplay and what they're stating is going to be in for sure and out for sure. So again, leave your comments down below. Before I get into this video, I do want to quickly say, what is up, guys? My name's Simeon. My name is Yen. I play simulation games. Did you see what I did there? And if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. I talk all things life simulation games. So if you have anything you want me to cover, just go ahead and leave it down below and I'll do my best to do research on it. Now, I do want to get into the very first thing that people were talking about during this live stream and why the audio, quote unquote, sounded weird. So they did state that the volume was low and a lot of people did notice it, but the developers confirmed that there's no real soundtrack in it yet. And it was mostly UI sounds and ambient noise, and they'll polish that closer to early access. Now, again, with this early access announcement and the developers' transparency, they did say that they're officially confirmed that May 2026 is the early access release date. And honestly, seeing the developers on camera talking about this was very nice and reassuring. They were very upfront about more bug fixes that are coming, more gameplay is coming, and early access is not the final product. They did keep encouraging feedback the whole time, so they are clearly listening to the community and what we want to see. So we're going to get into basically Old Town, and they did stream mostly in this place. And it's a little section of the world that they say they will show more areas later on because, again, this game is set to be open world. The town looked cute, but I'm not going to lie, it did feel a little bit empty personally to me. No NPC workers yet. There was barely any movement in my personal opinion, but they did say NPC store employees are being added in the next few weeks. So hopefully that helps bring the world a little bit more alive. They did confirm game limitations and they confirmed that no murders in the game. This is not that kind of life sim. And they said no script mods supported. Parties and events aren't in yet but are coming during early access, and game will launch in about 8 different languages. So a lot is planned but just not ready yet. As far as building or choosing your own home, they did skip over this part in the stream, but yes, you can either pick a house or build one after creating your own para, and build mode is there. They just didn't focus on it, unfortunately. So moving on to this next topic, they did say Paramaker. We've seen it before, but they did break it down a little bit more. You do get 17 points to distribute across categories like mind, creativity, charisma, physique, things like that, and there are talents like jack of all trades, music, fitness, food, technology, or even you can select nothing, which I think is going to be really good for gameplay and story lore vibes. I don't know, that's just the life simulation person in me. I love creating stories and being a little delulu, so that's going to be really nice to see how they feed off of each other with different paras talking amongst each other. You can pick social perks, vibes, lifestyle, and even sleeping habits. Auto-aging can be turned on and off, and we do have preteens confirmed in the game. Overall, I do think Paramaker still looks super flexible and super intuitive. I just want there to be a little bit more as far as diversity. They are doing good. They're very transparent about their diversity process, but I'm just saying personally for me, I want to see something a little bit more than what I was seeing in the live stream. Again, they were going pretty fast. I personally believe. I think they should have slowed down a little bit. Again, they missed preteens. Someone had to put that in the chat and let people know that there are preteens. There was a couple of things throughout the live stream in general where they were just skipping over, but someone else had to go through the live stream. So it was still good and interesting. I just, again, wish there was just a little bit more that was able to be fed off of. But you guys let me know down below in the comments how y'all felt about this live stream, especially during the Paramaker, and what kind of things and vibes did you want to see? Did you want to see more? Was there more? Again, there was a lot of things that a lot of people had to say about it, but we're going to be moving on to needs and emotions, goals and newspaper systems, and like jobs and rabbit holes between the town. So we got to see need meters and emotions pop up on screen, and pretty standard life simulation stuff. Nothing really shocking, but clean UI. So that was pretty cool. As far as their newspaper system, I think it's a really cool idea. Personally, for me, it needs a little bit more work, but it does show the date, time, events happening around that day, and sometimes even coupons. So I do think that was a really nice add-on. And as far as the jobs and rabbit holes, they showed the career options like store clerk, hairdresser, guitarist. There's a center worker, astronaut, there's manager, waiter, cook. These are all rabbit holes they did confirm, which will, you know, some people will love and some people won't. I do understand both vibes and why people want to see more things like that, but maybe that's something that's going to be coming along with the DLC. They did say as of right now, before early access, and I don't think that they're going to change that anytime soon, because there's a lot of things to work on besides working in game, as far as, you know, going to work with your paras. So I'm gonna take it as rabbit holes for now, and y'all let me know how y'all feel about that. There was people, like, you know, having different opinions on it, on whether or not the jobs should be rabbit holes, but I think overall they did have a really good long list of, just in general, you know, being able to create your para, as far as not only the skill, but what kind of job can lean into that and then help them a little bit more. I think that's something that I'm glad to see as just a free early access option once we purchase the game. That is something that's going to be either added, or we're just not, it's going to be something that's going to just be like an update. So it's not going to be something that we have to wait on or purchase again. Hopefully not, but again, this is all alleged. We'll see soon. They did just confirm that for now the jobs are going to be rabbit holes. So I do want to go into socializing. They did say it does take 25 minutes of in-game time just to fill the social bar while talking to another para. So the animations were cute, and they did have a lot of different conversation topics. But again, the town did feel a little bit empty to me. So interactions did feel kind of slow, but I do love the direction they're going. As far as the home life and build and buy, the build and buy selection was actually pretty wide. You can toggle the walls on and off. There is an option to do that. They just didn't do that in stream. The skills are called para skills. So that's kind of again, it plays on the Paramaker. And I did like some of the, you know, the food items in the fridge, inside the fridge, the little clutter. I do like those items. I'm going to hope that they expand on it just a little bit more. As far as the buying items from stores, they go into your inventory, so not directly into your house, which we'll get into a little bit later with some of these shops that they do have around the town. But personally for me, the lighting indoors looked a little rough. I feel like it needs work. The outdoors is gorgeous, but indoors, I had my opinions on it, but I would love to know your opinions down below in the comments and how you guys felt about the lighting situation. But I do think overall, it was a very great start. Again, this is a development team of 15 people. So to me, they're doing absolutely amazing. So take this critique with a grain of salt. So I do want to get into the cooking system for just a little bit. They did have different recipes, levels tied to the cooking skill, and the food textures actually looks kind of cute. I love the design and the art style. Definitely grew on me over time. At first, I'm not gonna lie, I was not a big fan of the art style, but over time, and as I honestly saw the trailer, it really grew on me. The food looked very cutesy and very, like, again, I just like the art style. The group meals are still being worked on, so as of right now, you cannot make group meals, but hopefully that's something that they are going to be putting in early access. But they did say they are coming, it's just not right now. The fridge was a very big popular favorite I saw in the chat. It was simple but satisfying as far as the clutter inside of there, so I think they did a really good job. I do want to quickly move on to the locations, such as like the Story Nook, the plant shop, the thrift store. As far as the Story Nook was like this little cozy library cafe vibe spot. It was really cute. It did look a little bit empty, but again, it's early access, and they did say that the NPCs will be added on a little bit later. Your para can study, grab coffee, chill before or after work. It's super cozy, so I'm not sure if your para is able to work there, but it's still a cute little vibe. As far as the plant shop, there's a shop called Bloom where you can get a water-free plant every day. And plants don't need watering yet. So that's really interesting, but a gardening skill is coming in early access, which I'm really excited for. And as far as the thrift store, yes, there's a cute little thrift store where you can buy items, which I thought was a very cute idea. So you can go into the thrift store, buy items, they'll be put into your inventory, and some items are even discounted and some at full price. I love the idea of this, and I definitely think it's going to be something along the lines of lore and storyline. I do want to quickly move into the music skill. They did cover really quickly. Again, the music skill did look adorable. The higher your skill, the better your songs and Perry can play, and it's simple, but it works. I definitely think there's a couple of things that they can tweak as far as the skill and maybe different animations, but again, this is early access, and they set this over and over and over and over again. My thoughts, and there's going to be good and there's going to be some bad. Not necessarily bad, it's more like likes and dislikes, and this is my personal opinion. So let me know down below in the comments how you guys feel about this and what were your thoughts on it. So I think the game is very simple and cozy. I really love the idea of it. Again, the fridge, I love it. The open world feel, there is diversity in paras, but I would like to see a little bit more in the Paramaker. The outdoor lighting does look great, and overall I like the open world feel especially. That's something that I've been wanting to see a long time in cozy games, so I'm glad we're getting to see that. As far as dislikes, I, again, am not a fan of the indoor lighting. I hope to see more, changes amongst that, but that's a personal feel. The town does feel a little bit empty, but again, they did say they're working on NPCs, and that the gameplay does feel stagnant and a little boring right now. So I'm glad that they decided to wait for the delay, which I'm going to get into in a little bit. And I want to see more. I want to see how rent works, groceries, relationships. I want to see more leisure activities. What does the park look like? More build mode. There's a lot of things that they didn't cover that I wish they would have, and I feel like it would have made the game just a little bit more welcoming. But again, there's a reason that the playtesters did this and then decided, they were like, the devs were like, we're not going to put this out. We're hearing the feedback, so again, let's talk about that actually. So I want to talk to y'all, is it worth $40 as far as early access? Honestly, right now, to me, no, it's not worth $40 at this moment. And that's exactly why delaying the early access was the right call. If they released it today, it would have gotten so much backlash. I 110% believe that. They've been transparent and they're still building the foundation of the game. So again, it's very cozy, stylish, and very full of potential. I just think that they should have done this live stream before announcing the original early access date. It would have saved everyone a lot of pressure as far as the developers, and just having that pressure on their backs regarding everything that's going on with other life simulation games right now. So overall, I'm really excited about this. I do like the art style. I like the direction that they're going, and I'm really curious to see what they add in the next few months. I do hope Rena warms up a little bit. It did seem like she was a little bit nervous. But yeah, I just hope that there's a little bit more energy in the live stream. The live stream was a little boring to me as far as going over everything. So I'm not sure if it was the gameplay or if it was the personality of, the host that was hosting this live stream. But hopefully there's a little bit more personality coming and shining through. Again, this is probably her first time trying to do this. So I hope that she does warm up a little bit and is a little bit more uppity. They also confirmed that there will be more live streams before early access. So I'll definitely be covering those as well. So let me know in the comments what you guys think of the Paralives live stream. And are you buying it, wanting it, or are you going to stay with this or stay with your current life simulation game that you're playing? So let me know below in the comments what y'all think about that. And with that all being said, whether you're a silent viewer, you like my videos, you comment on my videos, or you share my videos, at the end of the day, you still showed me some love, and for that I thank you. I will see you guys all in the next video. Bye.